Hey everyone, Seth Campbell here. Welcome back to Segway Plays The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. In the last episode, we continued exploring the Great Sea and completed a bunch of side quests, including upgrading our quiver and our wallet, so we can now hold more rupees and arrows. In this episode, we are finally ready to move on in search of the Wind Temple. But first, since we're here at Forest Haven and Beetle is just standing still right in front of us, I want to quickly buy some more bait because we've been using a lot of it. Oh, thank you. As always, I appreciate your business. If you have anything you want to sell, show it to me. I'll buy it off you. Let's see. Could probably use one more of these pairs. 21 points. Save it up. So almost 30 points. Oops. No, I would rather get some more all-purpose bait. So fairly soon, we will be in line for the 30-point reward. It won't be this shopping trip, but that is something good to remember. Oh, no, okay, we're full. So it'll probably be a couple more trips before we get up to 30 points. But I, for one, am looking forward to seeing what Beetle has for us. Okay, so we need to go to this island right here. And the easiest way to do that is to warp to Windfall. Incidentally, I hope you can't hear this in the recording, and if it's audible, I'm going to do my best to edit it out. There's something going on in my building right now. Something's vibrating. I think it's coming from outside. It's just going this just cyclical vroom, 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 vroom. It's driving me nuts. Oh, I don't want to leave at Windfall Island. I want to go north. See, I think I can get there on a northwest wind, no problem. Well, I'll see you when we reach Gale Isle. Well, here we are. And as you can see, we are not getting anywhere near that thing. That statue or whatever it is that is blowing this extremely intense wind at us. However, we picked up some iron boots at Ice Ring Isle that make us heavier than anything. And thus, we can walk through the wind excruciatingly slowly. I think it's a statue of an Octorok, apparently, which is kind of odd. But anyway, now that we're here, we can take... Oh, no, we can't take the boots off. Okay. Good news is you can do other things while wearing the boots, which is what we have to do here. Namely, smash this wind-blowing Octorok statue to smithereens, and then we can go in. And just like the Earth Temple, there is another one of these stones with a song on it. Another one in 6-4, no less. Now, something interesting about this is that the downward area, or downward arrow, I guess, directional pointing, makes a different note in this song than it does in other songs. Now in 3/4 and 4/4, it makes that note, which is a D. If you start in 6/4 with it, it's a low A. But if you start this song, it's a G. So just shows that situationally, it changes, which is kind of confusing, but good to know. You learned the Wind God's aria. And I have been waiting for this. Why, you ask? Because this music and the way this guy is dressed gives me a chance to channel my Irish heritage. Are you the new hero? I am Fado of the Kokiri tribe. I know I appear to you as a child, but the eyes can oft deceive. I am a most esteemed sage. I had been praying here so that the power to repel evil would continue to be contained within the blade of the Master Sword. But I was attacked by the evil Ganondorf, and this is what happened to me. You wish to return the power to your blade, don't you? In that case, look for the one who has the same instrument that I hold, and teach him the song that you just played. Once you do, I'm certain the holder of the instrument will feel the blood of the sages awaken within his veins. That Wind Waker you hold was used long ago to conduct us sages when we played our song to call upon the gods. In those days, it was always the king who conducted for us. Please, tell the king that I will still play, even in the next world. I love that quasi-Celtic version of that song that plays when you see Fado. I love it. I always have. And thus I've always pictured him being Irish. And fortunately, as I am half Irish, or almost half Irish, it's a long story. You know, I can relate to that. So anyway, having done that, it's the same as before. We need to find someone who plays the same instrument. Well, we have already seen someone playing that instrument, if you recall. And kind of following the pattern that our companion or someone important to us in the first dungeon of the game, Dragon Roost Cavern, became relevant again. Someone from the second dungeon, Forbidden Woods, has become relevant again. And that someone is the person we have seen playing that instrument before. That someone is, of course, Makar down at the Forest Haven. So right where we just were. I probably could have been more efficient and just done Gale Isle first and then gone to Forest Haven, but I wanted to turn in the pictograph before the end of the last episode because, again, you know, memory card troubles and all that, and I'm super paranoid at this point. But here we are at the Forest Haven, so now we have to find Makar. Well, last time we saw him, he was playing at the base of the Great Deku Tree, but curiously, and it's harder to hear now that this has started, but we can hear the music out here. And in fact, in some bizarre phenomenon, we can actually see the music out here. It is coming from that waterfall. And so perhaps if we look behind the waterfall, underneath the waterfall, baby, we're still in this. That's a good song. Anyway. Yep, sure enough, here is Makar. And much like with Medley, just for the sake of saving us some time, gonna take a picture of him now. Couple just to be safe. See what he has to say. Oh, Link! I haven't seen you in quite some time, have I? I'm surprised you were able to find me here. You're wondering why I'm all the way down here? I'm practicing a new song for next year's ceremony, and I need privacy. It isn't any fun if everyone knows in advance what song I'll play. What? You can hear my song outside? Really? I thought the sound of the waves would drown it out. Perhaps I should play a little more softly when I practice from now on. Ah, the life of a performing musician. I know it well, Makar. I know it very well. But we're here for a reason. Why, is that a conductor's baton? Link, are you a maestro? That's incredible! Are you going to conduct for me, Link? What kind of song is it? I can't wait to hear it. Please, conduct! Oops. And much like the Earth God's lyric, does it go something like this? When you put the actual timing into it, it becomes strange. Why does it feel like I already know this song? I had actually totally forgotten about the applause. I had totally forgotten about that. That is awesome. But yes, it becomes the other half of the game's main theme. So the way they combine those two songs into the one theme, I just think... Again, Koji Kondo, you are a genius. Thank you for everything that you do. Anyway, Link. This sacred song that you've conducted has awakened me. I know myself now. I'm the sage of the Wind Temple. It is my fate to return the power to repel evil to your Master Sword, and to ease the regrets of my ancestors. Oh, Link, please, you must take me with you to the Wind Temple. Indeed we must. And that is what we shall do. However, before... Oh, this is awesome. I love this. So Medley just rode in the boat with us. Makar sits on the King of Red Lion's forehead and watches us from there, hanging on to the two horns. That is just really cute. I love that. I always have. So, but before we go, just because I'm paranoid, and because I don't think I'll be finishing the entire Wind Temple in this recording session. I usually record like 3 or 4 episodes at a time. I want to just drop off the pictograph of Makar to be on the safe side, but you've seen how that goes, so I will meet you back at the King of Red Lions when I am done. Okay, that's done. Pictograph dropped off. Incidentally, regarding the whole pictograph thing, if you are wondering why I didn't take a picture of Jalhalla, could I have just forgotten? Could I have finally given up in frustration after failing to get a pictograph of the Helmarock King delivered? No, I have not taken leave of my senses. I know exactly what I'm doing. I did not need to get a picture of Jalhalla at that moment. And that is all I'm going to say for now. Hang on tight, Makar. Okie dokie. Back to Gale Isle. I will meet you there. Link, as was the case with Medley, I have no doubt that Makar too has some special role to play in these events. Discovering that role is your duty. I am certain that by cooperating, the two of you can overcome the dangers and pitfalls of this temple. Well, here we are, in the Wind Temple. And just like before, we must conduct the Wind God's area in front of this rock. Oops, I just have to do it right. And inward we go. Here we are in the Wind Temple. And the music is fittingly, like the Earth Temple, it's very mysterious, but it's very, very different. It has this sort of, I don't know, it's a little more, I don't want to say upbeat, but it's less foreboding. It's more just mysterious and ethereal, and it's not really spooky. But it's still unusual and sort of a little off-kilter, and I think it has that sort of blowing with the wind lightness to it, almost. So, what do we have here? Well, we have a springboard of some sort. And if we use our iron boots, we can launch ourselves and then glide with the deck relief, which is great, except for that. And oh yeah, Stalfos. We're gonna be seeing a lot of these guys. Whoa! Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, is you can sort of knock them off their legs, so they have to crawl around on their torso. Yeah, Stalfos are weird. So, we need to find a way to stop those gusts of wind from knocking us down. Well, the first thing is, while we're here, let's use a fire arrow, burn this wood off this cauldron, and get our first warp point. If I can do it right. There we go. Uh-oh. Yeah. This is another thing we're going to be seeing a lot of in this dungeon. Wizrobes. So, what do we do? Well, down there's those two little patches of dirt. Oopsie. I forgot my car. Oh, that's not a good sign of things to come, is it? So, obviously, there's nothing we can do there. But if we come down here... Oops. Oh, Makar 2, being a coral, can fly a little bit. Same way Medley could. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to get him to tell you this. Although I guess discovering the role is up to you, so you just have to figure this out by trial and error, I guess. Much like with Medley, you can use the command melody. And you can take control of Makar. And again, like with Medley, you can repeatedly tap A to fly. And wouldn't you know it, that switch turns the fans off. And it stays off. You don't have to stay on there. However, that's not all Makar can do right now. In fact, I really probably should have done this first. Is you can go to these little patches, and the A button will start flashing on your little heads-up display there. And so you press it, and Makar will plant a little tree. And if you do that over here as well, somehow, that makes a chest appear. And just before relinquishing control of Makar, I am just going to fly him up here to save us the hassle. So, what's in the chest? An orange rupee, 100 rupees, faces beaming. Yes, that is good. And again, good thing I got the wallet upgrade. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do that before going into the dungeon, is I knew we'd end up getting a lot of rupees. Now, without the wind gusts blowing downward, we can safely fly to this platform. Let's see here. Okay. Yep, these Armos are alive. So, need... we don't need fire arrows, but regular arrows will do. Let's destroy them. And try not to get blown up in the process. But, because this is the Wind Temple, wind in all of its forms will be coming in handy. For example, this looks a lot like the wind propellers we saw in the Forbidden Woods. So we can use the Deku Leaf to activate it. Now, these things are nasty. They are aptly called traps. I'm not sure. Is there a reason you would want to do that? I feel like there must be, because you can do it with these switches. Huh. Oh, I think I might know. Yeah, okay, hang on, give me a minute. So, yeah, obviously you don't want to get hit by that thing. Now, here are 2 more patches of soil. You're going to be switching items a lot in this dungeon. I mean, you switch items a lot in general in this game, but I think in this dungeon more than most. And every time that I'd plant a seed, he said, kill it before it grows. Okay, yes, I can see it now. There is, I think, a reason. Uh-oh. But yeah, much like with Medley, Makar gets hit by that thing, you instantly go back to controlling Link. But if we close this, we should be able to go up and over. Oh, but there's no point in us doing that now, actually. Okay. Yep, this is for later. I getcha. I understand. My mistake. Now, let's see. Well, there's a door over here. And nothing down here. Except these creepy tentacles that strangle you and steal your magic in the process. But if you look up there, you can see that there's a patch of soft soil. And that means it is Makar's turn. Makar does not control very well. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. Oops. Well, there we go. Let's see what that does. Opens the doors. Perfect. Except... Makar is instantly captured by floor masters. When I was a kid, I was so sure that I did something wrong there, that you were supposed to be able to avoid that somehow. Maybe plant the seeds in a different order, or because it kind of looked for a split second like you could still control him. So I was convinced that I screwed up bad. And yet, as you'll see... Link, I'm over here. Unlike with Medley, you can't just fly out of that cage. So I was so confused, because again, I thought I had really screwed up. And I honestly, like, I figured, okay, you probably can't progress until you get Makar back. But the fact is, you can't avoid that. That is supposed to happen. And so now, we need to figure out a way forward, for the moment at least, without Makar. Here these Armos Knights come to make trouble. Oops. Nope, missed. And kaboom. Oh, no, too early. there we go. Is there any purpose to defeating those guys? No. But we must press onward alone for the moment. Defeat these P-hats. Now. So you see these little cracked bits in the floor? Well, you can smash them with the iron boots to break through to the floor below. Now, these floor masters, fortunately they will not put us in an inescapable place. They will just send us, I think, back to that central room. But they're still annoying. Beat them quickly, please. Okay. Right. So, now, the barrier, the wall that was blocking our way through the middle of the room is now sideways, but there's no hole in it for us to jump through. So, we're going to have to go back to this side. Oops. And we can now walk across it. But here's the problem. We don't have Makar, so we cannot activate that stone, or break that stone. Fortunately, there is another door here. Let's see. So, gust of wind that we can jump into. Should be obvious what to do. Gust propels you upward. You get up to this platform, land on the switch, and it opens that little section of the gate. Uh-oh. Wizrobe. Wizrobe alert. Okay, I need my my bow. When it appears right next to you, it sees... Ah! Oh, ow. Well, that didn't work out very well. Let's see, can I just... No, you can't get up there. Okay. So, I have to go back. Which way did I come from? Came from that way. It's confusing. Okay, but yes, it's this way because there's the vines I can climb back up. Okay. So, now, as you can probably guess, this thing, this whole area is going to be a progression of Deku Leaf flying from those wind gusts, and it leads us to this chest. And it is the dungeon map, which is going to be handy, as always, but particularly in this dungeon. see if we can restore a little bit of magic while we're up here. Please. That would be really nice. Okay, yep, there's a little bit. Okay, nice. Let's see, I think we can make it back in time. And there is another way to go. Oh boy, Wizrobe again. So yes, as you saw earlier, you don't want to get knocked down here. Because you have to go all the way back. How many golden feathers do I have? Do I need to worry about this? I got 26. I'm okay. And as I said, you know, once you get enough for your quest, you can basically just sell any extras to Beetle and make some extra money. Okay, so we have reached the far end of this room. See, now you're seeing the value of having all of these extra arrows. But curiously, we are now back here in this central room where Makar is being held just across the way there. So, having completed that little loop around, and we're now up here above the switch and, in fact, next to this warp cauldron, I think this would be a perfect spot to call the episode here. And in the next episode, we will further progress through the Wind Temple, hopefully finding a way to free Makar. I will see you then.